Davis.
Here.
Councilor Larson.
Here.
Mayor Swanson.
Here. Reports from department heads, Public Works. Hi, Trent.
Howdy. I started the alley project doing the water and sewer in between Whiteside and Seville. So if anyone's wondering what's going on there, they'll be in there for at least a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. Hopefully no snow comes. In the meantime, puts us in a situation we did last year. We did a bunch of brush cutting down over by the Stubler pit. If anyone takes a look at it, we kind of cleaned up the roads and stuff like that. And then we went out to the cemetery and might do some more here. We borrowed, or we are renting equipment from the elm tree, I forget what it's called now.
Right.
Utilization board, so it's pretty inexpensive, especially for the time that we put in with stuff we do with it. So probably gonna mow one more time, and then we're gonna put it away. It's slowing down, but it's spotty out there, so we'll still have to kind of hit it one more time.
Do we get things resolved out at the cemetery? With the veterans portion over there?
Oh, yeah, the kids are, I should say, are summer help.
Yeah.
And it always seems to be one particular that they always hit. And we tend to try to straighten them, but there's one it's gonna take equipment to probably straighten it out, but we got them straightened out a little bit. And yeah, we started our flush and sewers yesterday, so you see the guys around, just don't run over the fire hose. Don't want to cause a water hammer. Oh, and then finished up the water tank cleaning. It's dirty in there, so we'll be good and clean, and they're gonna follow up with a report. I haven't received it yet on it.
Okay.
As to what they suggest, but there will be at least some paint touch-ups that we'll have to do on the outside. But they did say the inside looked pretty good. It's spotty in a couple places, but they think it'd be good for another 3 years or so on the inside.
Okay. Very good. Is that it?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Fire and ambulance engineer, attorney, long-range planning and zoning is coming up.
Meeting
Monday
Monday?
the 8th.
And recreation board, we have a meeting?
That'll be
Yes.
next week.
Oh, it's the second Monday of the month, okay. And
Yeah,
library-
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday?
Yeah, they
Changed
changed
the
it.
date?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we need to change that in the ordinance too then? Because I think they're
Yep, we'll have to.
actually part of the ordinance, so when we change time and date.
I'll have to double check. I'm not sure if the rec boards, and I know the library board
Right.
specifically states a date. I'm not 100% sure. I want to say that the rec board maybe doesn't, but I'll double check that.
Okay, all right. Library board, you've got the minutes in your packet. Vita, end of the month. Really not a lot going on with that.
No, there wasn't really nothing on there except tower lease.
Right,
Yep.
right, just the tower lease. Sheriffs, we got a report in our packet. Clerk's report.
Just a couple things. The gentleman from Dave Berg was up to do the rate study last week, so he plans to come and address the council with his findings and recommendations November 16th. His second council meeting in November. And also, just so the council's aware, I've been in contact with the police chief over in Chisholm just to look at options to kind of enforce our calendar parking, especially in the winter, or obviously the public works crew, so we don't have messes in the streets. Basically what we're looking at is a way for them to process parking tickets for us. So
Good.
we'll have more coming
We'd have
up.
our street crew do the actual ticketing, but the tickets would then go over for processing through their system.
Yep. And then just lastly, I got a call from the sheriff's office today wondering if they could use the school for training on October 11th for a couple hours. I told them I didn't see a problem, but I wanted to check with the council. I guess that's kind of up to you.
Is that for shootings or?
Yeah, I think it'd be more, I think it was K-9.
That canine training.
Yeah,
And I'm sure they'll leave it in as good a shape as they come to with it.
yeah,
I think there should be a motion on that.
I think so.
To allow them to use the school.
I'll make a motion that we allow the St. Louis County Sheriff's Department to use Martin Hughes School on October 16th,
11th.
11th.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Is that it, Brian?
That's it. Other than that, early voting, absentee voting is available for the residents who may not be available on November 6th.
And,
Central Sanitary Sewer District, do we have anything?
Just what I reported on the last meeting.
Okay,
We only have a meeting every 2 months now, so.
okay. Citizens Forum. Council additions to the agenda. I don't think there are any tonight.
No.
I just want to mention the boilers were put back together and they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Up at the school.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We're not in a hurry to turn the heat on.
No. Understandable.
Well, the guy was here and he tested it,
Yep.
so.
Yep, General Heating put them back together, and I have spoken to Brian Torgensen too, and he is willing to maintain them, obviously, again this year.
Good.
So
All
Very
right.
good.
hopefully it stays warm for, somewhat warm for a couple months.
Right. All right, consent agenda minutes.
I'll make a motion
Oh, okay.
to approve the meeting of the regular meeting of September 18th.
Support.
I did talk to Ryan today, there's just one alteration that I wanted him to make in the minutes, and it's to do with the baskets for the disc golf course. We were going to have them remove the baskets for the winter and then put them back up in the spring. Just to make note of that, so it's in the record, that's
Okay.
all. You add that to it. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Claims?
I'll make a motion to pay the total claims, or AP, total of $40,961.33.
So I'll support that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Resolution 1830, accepting donation. This is from the Minnesota Community Foundation for the Buhl Public Library in the amount of $400.
I'll make a motion, we approve resolution 1830, an amount of $400 from the Minnesota Community Foundation.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Roll call?
Counselor Lehman,
Yes.
Counselor Marcus,
Yep.
Counselor Larson,
Yes.
Mayor Swanson.
Yes. Resolution 1831, resolution authorizing conveyance of rural property. This is the west half of Lot 19 and lots 20, 21, 22, and 23, Block 5, First Edition to Buhl.
The old nursing home location.
Right, for Wesley Blake and Alyssa Blake, joint tenants for the property. Do I have a motion on this resolution?
So moved.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Roll call?
Counselor Lehman,
Yes.
Counselor Marcus.
Yes.
Counselor Larson.
Yes.
Mayor Swanson.
Yes. Resolution 1832, resolution authorizing conveyance of real estate. This is lots 24, 25, and 26, Block 5. First Edition to Buhl. These are the lots behind where the nursing home was, the old parking lot. And this is for Mark Lemoria and Karen Lemoria as joint tenants.
Also move on the motion.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Roll call?
Counselor Lehman,
Yes.
Counselor Marcus.
Yes.
Counselor Larson.
Yes.
Mayor Swanson.
Yes. School phone lines. You want to talk about this one?
Sure.
Okay.
Basically, how this all came about is Paul was, or Counselor Keekly, excuse me, was getting calls in the middle of the night because the alarm system was going off. So I contacted both our phone provider plus ESC, which is the monitoring agent for that system, and they both said it was probably caused by moisture in the phone lines. And basically, the solution that ESC, that you have the quote for, basically says going to a cellular monitoring system rather than having the landlines in there. And ultimately, it's, other than the initial setup cost of, basically $200, it's drops our cost to $35 a month compared to $187. So,
We're gonna save in the long run and hopefully no more of these
yeah.
false alarms.
Yeah, so I know Diana was looking into the other phone lines with CenturyLink, but those, there wasn't much of a cost savings for the school, or they had to do some additional work, but this saves the city $150 or so per month after that initial, so. And it should be a little bit more reliable as well.
I make a motion that we upgrade the phone switch lines to the granite to
ESC systems.
ESC.
I'll support that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Martin Hughes School Realtor contract. Attached is the new contract for the upcoming year. The contract is unchanged from the original, but we need a motion to approve it.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract with Darcy Novak and Keller Williams for the same amount that was proposed last year.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Arrowhead Region Emergency Management Association dues, $20.
I'll make a motion that AREMA dues of $20 be paid.
I'll support.
Ryan, what exactly do we get for this $20 membership?
Good question. Basically, it's something we've done in the past. It's just a professional organization that promotes emergency readiness through education mainly.
Do they do any workshops? Do we get a discount on any supplies or?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do we want to look at this before we just hop on board again, or? I mean, it's $20, it's not a lot, but it doesn't have any value.
How long have we been,
What's that?
how long have we been?
For the past 5 years. So basically, according to their memorandum, they promote emergency preparedness in the region by fostering understanding of common interests, recommending and supporting ways to increase the effectiveness of mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery programs.
We've had a couple people teach this, and we were up in the library when I was here, so I'm assuming that these are the people.
I don't know.
I mean, I could definitely reach out and get the council more information on what they get if you'd like.
I don't know, I'd make a motion to approve the dues for this.
Yeah, I'll support that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Resident damage Grant Street Alley project. You know, when we have these professional people do work for us, they're insured for a reason. This isn't the city's liability with this, is it?
Well, and I talked to Engineer Jamnik. I mean,
Did you talk to our attorney?
I did mention it to the attorney, and basically what he said, ultimately the city is, the head of the project. It's the city's project, so it kind of reverts back.
But if we hire an outfit to come and do work here, they have to be insured. isn't this why they have to be insured? If they cause a damage, aren't they the ones who are liable for it?
And I did reach out to Joel and Sop, and, you know, I wish this would have came to light a little earlier after they concluded the project, rather than
Yeah, this is a little,
Do we
after the
have any
fact.
proof that this was what caused this?
no.
No. But the guy was an over-the-road, or is an over-the-road trucker, so basically when he returned home after how many months on the road, that whoever he lives with informed him that this was done. And I talked to the engineer, I talked to Joel and Sop, and
They're denying.
they're denying that.
Okay. Well, without proof, I don't know how we would, I don't know. I
That'd
don't
be
know.
my question too, if we
Yeah.
can't prove that, how it happened or when
I
it
mean,
happened.
anybody can accuse the city of whatever, but, you know,
Yeah, and basically all I have are the pictures and his word to go off.
I don't know, in the past, you know, when all these contractors, when they have done damage, they say something.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, it's hard to,
and they've done a lot of work for us.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the resident brought this concern to me, and I, obviously contacted and had conversation with the parties involved, including the contractor, the engineer.
Right.
But beyond that, I mean, I don't know who did it, how it happened, what happened. But it's still a resident of this town, and if for some reason it was damaged during that project, I think it should be fixed for that resident.
Yeah, if we
But-
got any proof of it, Ryan, that's where the stickler is that, the outfit that did the work said, no, they didn't damage that property. So you got one person saying one thing and someone else saying something else, and I don't know.
I'll make a motion, we take no action on it.
Like I said, I'm giving you the information that I have seen, which,
Right? Well, without any proof. I don't know.
Well, it says his partners saw them do this.
didn't notice it. I don't think she or he saw the damage being done.
Right.
I think it was just in that time frame where they were doing that alley, and
So an assumption was made that it was probably the contractor
Yeah.
where there's just no real evidence
Yeah.
that it was.
And this was reported to you how long after the supposed damage?
I'm gonna fix it this spring.
yeah. So,
Okay, so.
couple
It's been
months.
several
5 months or whatever, yeah.
If there was somebody there who actually saw the damage, they should have reported it immediately.
Immediately.
If they, if they didn't see who caused it, though, it's pretty hard to take
Yeah.
responsibility for something that we have no idea if it's the city's responsibility or not.
I think maybe the best course of action is maybe get something written from our attorney on how the city should handle this.
Well, I think we should get from the people, I mean, how do you, why do you claim this was done by us or our contractor? Because Javnik, we hire a guy he's there all day.
Yeah.
I mean, he's standing there and he's watching our connections, he's watching that anything happens. And we pay somebody to do that.
Yeah.
I would find it really hard to believe that,
And if those were in his notes,
I can't even really tell what kind of damage this is, if somebody backed something up or leaned something up against it, or just what.
Do we know how far this, on the door, it doesn't really, how far up the,
There's a couple spots. I mean, I have a couple more pictures of,
But
I
mean,
just
it
picked the best
looks
ones I could
like
print out and-
Superficial.
but how far, like say from the bottom of the door did this damage occur?
I would say at least a couple feet up from
A couple, okay, I wasn't sure on,
Yeah.
Well, the first or second or third section.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, we're taking no action on it.
Is there support?
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Well, at this point, we'll see you guys.
Yep.
I have a motion to close the open meeting.
I'll make a motion to close the open meeting.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. We're closing this meeting for union negotiations discussion.
I'll make a motion, we open the closed meeting,
Open the open
Open
meeting.
meeting.
or open the open meeting.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.